Peach, are you a boy or a girl? Well, guys, we know that Peach is a boy, but how did we find out? How do we know that? Hey guys, Dennis and Kulika here.
Hi.
And the pup's down here. I'll show you her in a minute. We thought we'd do a video today. There's the pup.
She's in filming mode. She knows
She's in filming mode, guys.
some, filming action is going on.
We thought we'd do a video and talk about how do we know these crows are boys or girls? Like, how would we know that? Because it's no easy thing. And there's Cassie. There's the pup. She's not really in today's video, but she is. Here she is.
She's into everything.
And we also have two magpies, Pie and Spice. And we know that they're both boys, but like, it's no easy thing. How do we really know that? It's not easy, is it, Kulika?
No, like when we rescued these birds, like we were, of course, like you might suspect, were wondering right away whether they are boys or girls. Just out of curiosity. It's not like it really matters to us what they are, but you still want to know.
We like to know, yeah.
Yeah. So, and we were trying to like make guesses and observe their behavior, and like trying to figure out, trying to find some female features in Maple, or like even Cherry. Like we first, because Cherry was quite different.
We
like,
thought Cherry was a girl, actually.
We thought Cherry had such a feminine little face, so we thought Cherry was a girl for sure. We were so surprised when we actually found out that Cherry was a boy. So when we ended up with Maple, we really didn't have a clue what she was, because we didn't know, because we went so wrong with Cherry. So
yeah, it's not
really easy.
It's not easy. And we've had fun over the years making videos where we'd say, is Peach a boy or a girl? And you know, get your guesses in, and or Cherry, is Cherry a boy or a girl? And like,
yeah.
we've had fun with that.
Yeah, even with Peach, like our very first crow that we rescued, because it was a long time. We had him for a long time, and we didn't know if he was a boy or a girl, because we weren't even gonna keep him first, because we wanted to release him, and like, you know, all that story. That's a long story.
Well, the new people don't, but
yeah.
maybe
But then we got when the wildlife rehab gave Peach back to us, and after Peach had stayed with us for a while, we started wondering more and more whether he would be male or female. So we we thought we better find out.
But you know, people have had fun over the years saying, oh, I knew Maple was a girl, or I knew Peach was a boy. Well, you know, it's only a 50-50 shot, right? It's not like 1 in 1,000. And, you know, we live with these birds all the time, and, you know, we can observe them closer, but it's still not easy. Like we said, like I thought one of the magpies, Spice, I thought Spice was a girl. Didn't you also, Kulika?
Yeah, we for sure thought that Spice was a girl, because Spice was acting
Spice
so
is smaller,
bossy, like well, first when
younger.
he was younger, he was a kind of shy, and Pie was more dominant. But then we noticed that he started like establishing himself, and like to somehow put his foot down, and like trying to prevail over Pie. So we thought for sure that he would be female, because we thought female animals just are in the nature that way. Like they are more like even males don't even fight with females, like among so many different animal species. So we thought this is a sign of him being female.
We're gonna get to it.
We were wrong.
We'll get to that in a minute. But you know, other animals and even other birds, you know that. Better let them talk. You know that, like male or female, like a lion and a lioness, like you know. And
yeah,
some birds even, like the male might be so colorful and everything, and the female's plain or something. Like there's distinct differences, but with crows and magpies, you're stumped. So yeah, you see these two flying over your backyard, you wouldn't know that they're boys or girls. You wouldn't have a clue. And even us, like, we see them all the time. And it's very hard to make that determination.
And also Spice was kind of smaller, so even though we figured he must have been like fully grown already, but he's still a little smaller than Pie. So I thought We took that as a sign of him being female. Him being female. I don't even know. English language is a weird language. We don't have that problem in Estonia.
See, Kulaka is Estonian, yeah.
Keep in mind what you're talking about. Is male or female,
So yeah, you see these birds flying over. You don't know, but actually, if you see a couple, they're probably mates, male and female, because they're mates for life, right, Kulaka?
Yeah, so they yeah.
Like crows, once crows get a companion, yeah.
Corvids, that's the way they are. So they stay together.
So you can look up and say, oh, I bet that's a couple. You can say.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're gonna get to it right. A lot of you know watching. There's a lot of subscribers that have been on the channel for a while, and you know how to determine if they're male or female or boys or girls. But some newer viewers, they come and they say, oh, I know that Maple's a girl because of she's smaller or the way her beak looks, and that's really not the way to determine it.
Yeah, because when Peach was our first bird, and we started wondering whether he was, because his name was Peach, so he was Peach already, so that wasn't really gonna be a factor in his. We weren't gonna change his name anyway. So, and Peach would cover the. Peach would be a good name for him. Would have been anyways, whether he would have been male or female.
Peach is a peach, yeah.
He's a very peachy boy. But then, yeah, like first when we started wondering whether Peach is a boy or a girl, I had this like a fear. I have heard some really sad stories of birds like crows. Somebody's pet crows being egg bound. So that's what happens. I've heard quite a few stories when like a female crow would be egg bound, that they have even like died from that. Because that's what happens when like the egg doesn't come out.
Yeah.
Or it breaks inside or something. They get the infection and
it's cherry back
and
there.
it won't be even known what's wrong with the bird. So that's obviously something that would happen to a female bird. So in order to avoid that from happening, you need to make sure that they get lots of calcium in their diet to make sure that that eggshell won't break if there were to be developing egg. So when I found out that Peach was a boy, I was very relieved because that kind of eliminated that worry. So, but with little Maple, we always make sure that since we know that could happen, so we are always making sure that she's getting all the calcium she needs.
And also the birds are in cages for safety reasons, and they're allowed to come out. We spend a lot of time with them, and they're allowed to come out, but they just don't want to come out. But it's mainly for safety reasons, as we live in a home and we have a cat and a dog, and there's ceiling fans, stoves, like you have a kitchen, so you know, and they're very comfortable in there. They don't mind it. Like
yeah,
a lot of
we just cleaned their cage earlier, like many hours ago, and then we left the cages like open, like wide open, and they never came out. So they don't really come out, especially the crows. Well, Spice sometimes does, but now he's back there again. So.
And 4 of the birds are imprinted on us, and that means you can never release an imprinted bird. And Cherry, he had a wing injury, a really bad one, and it was surgically repaired, but he'll never be able to fly. So we just thought we'd throw that in. So let's get to it now. How do we know if they're boys or girls? How do you find that out?
The only way to do it really would be to have the vet take a DNA sample from them, which is a little tiny drop of blood, and send it to the lab for a DNA
analysis.
Yeah, and that's how they determine.
That also determines if they're a crow or a raven or anything like that too. These are all crows here.
Determination, and then they sent us a certificate that says that we are the owner, and the bird's name, and the description, and the name of the species, and whether they're male or female. So it's like an official document.
Yeah, these birds, all 5 birds are documented.
So yeah, it's like their registration document. They're registered in that way.
So guys, for the ones of you that didn't know that, now you know. There's just no other real sure way than that. And some would say, well, what does it matter what they are? That's right, but Kulaka was saying before she was worried about that egg bound that could happen to a female.
Yeah, because make sure that the female bird, or whichever bird it is, it could happen to any bird, parrot or any kind of pet bird you have to make sure that they get enough calcium, because if they don't, then the egg could break inside and not come out. So it doesn't have to be fertilized egg or anything. They just, it's like their cycles, like they go through.
Yeah.
So it's a hormonal thing. So if they develop an egg, the egg has to be able to come out and intact.
So that's one reason to know that. So guys, we're going to end the video here, and to the new viewers, if you're watching for the first time, think about subscribing. We got a lot of videos on the channel. You can learn a lot and you can ask us questions, and we're getting into live streams now, and maybe you can meet up on one of those. So there could be a live stream at any time, guys. Check both channels. We have another channel too. I'm going to put the link below to More Pets Than Us. We do hiking and we show the dog and cat there more, and we go out and picnics. So if you're interested, click that link and then subscribe to that channel too. And don't forget about that notification bell. I know this is a lot of information, but get that ringing symbol so we want you to always be notified when we get a video out. So thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.